So, what is Cardano? And what makes Cardano so special? Cardano is a cryptocurrency project that was launched in September 2017 and is built around peer-reviewed papers. Instead of writing a white paper and implementing it straight to code, the Cardano team makes sure that experts from around the world read their papers, prove them, and agree with the outcome. Cardano claims that they are the third generation of cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin is a first generation cryptocurrency and is basically digital gold. Bitcoin happens to have major scalability issues. Ethereum is a second generation cryptocurrency. It successfully improves scalability somewhat, but not enough to make it a global cryptocurrency, although it is much more scalable than Bitcoin. Third generation cryptocurrencies want to take the previous two generations and improve upon them. Cardano aims to solve scalability, interoperability, and sustainability issues. Scalability has three issues, which are transactions per second, network bandwidth, and storage. In order for a cryptocurrency to become a global payment system, it must be able to handle many transactions per second. Bitcoin cannot be a global payment system because of how long it takes to accomplish a transaction. Cardano's Ouroboros system solves this transactions per second issue by adopting proof of stake algorithm instead of proof of work. Bitcoin uses the proof of work algorithm and allows everyone to mine new blocks. And anyone who mines blocks on the Bitcoin blockchain can be rewarded for doing so. This is actually a very slow process that wastes a lot of electricity. Cardano is more efficient. It doesn't allow everyone to mine new blocks. Instead, the network elects a few nodes to mine the next blocks. These selected nodes are called slot leaders. To make this all work, Cardano divides the time into epochs. An epoch is split into slots. A slot is a short period of time in which exactly one block can be created. The network then elects a slot leader for each slot, and this is the only person that can mine a block for that particular slot. Slot leaders listen for new transactions, verify them, and put them inside a block. If a slot leader doesn't complete a task in time, he loses the right to produce a block. If he would like to reattempt the block production, he must wait until he is re-elected by the network. This technique makes Cardano highly scalable because they can increase the amount of slots per epoch and they can run multiple epochs in parallel. The next scalability problem that Cardano aims to solve is network bandwidth. Blockchains are stored in a peer-to-peer network. Each node in the network receives a copy of all new transactions. The nodes need a lot of bandwidth to continuously download transactions. Imagine how much bandwidth would be needed if there are thousands of transactions per second. The need for so much bandwidth is not scalable. To deal with this problem, Cardano wants to split up the network into subnetworks by using a technique called RENA. Each node would be part of a specific subnetwork and can communicate with other networks if needed. The final aspect of scalability is data storage. Blockchains store all transactions that have ever happened, but this ever-growing set of data needs to be stored correctly. And how do we handle that? In order to handle this, the Cardano team is thinking of implementing techniques such as pruning, compression, and partitioning. However, they don't consider this a top priority at the moment because storage space right now is still cheap. Interoperability consists of two problems. There are many cryptos that don't work together, and banks want absolutely nothing to do with cryptocurrencies. The Cardano team assumes in the future we won't have one coin to rule them all. Instead, we will have many coins that exist side by side with their own protocol and rules. Right now, these different coins don't talk to each other, and you can't transform different coins into each other without some sort of middleman, like an exchange, for example. Cardano aims to be the Internet of blockchains. In other words, a blockchain that can understand what happens in other blockchains. This would mean seamlessly moving assets across other chains. Now, back to the issue with governments and banks. It's hard for them to trust a transaction in the crypto world because they don't have any metadata about the transaction. They want to have access to private information about transactions Who made the transaction and why? The Cardano project will allow you to choose whether or not to attach metadata to your transaction or not, basically allowing you to decide whether or not you want your transaction to be private. The final problem that Cardano aims to solve is sustainability. Right now, there are many people who want to build a company around cryptocurrency. They launch an ICO, which is also known as an initial coin offering. The team ends up with a lot of capital after doing this. But what happens after a couple of years if this money runs out? It's clear that raising money just once isn't sustainable and does not promote continuous improvement. Cardano aims to solve this problem by creating a treasury. The idea is that the treasury will receive a small percentage of every transaction that happens on the network. The treasury itself is a special wallet that isn't controlled by anyone. Instead, it's a sort of smart contract that can release a part of the funds to developers that wish to improve the Cardano protocol. To do this, developers have to submit a proposal to the community saying what they want to change and how much they need for it. The community will then vote on the ideas that they think are the most important. After a certain amount of time, the Treasury takes the most popular proposals and gives them enough money so they can develop their improvements. So basically, Cardano is programmed in order to improve itself through allowing community users to vote on what needs to be done, and it accumulates funds in order to allow this to happen. The Cardano project is very ambitious and is trying to tackle many challenging issues. Their way of handling problems is very different from other cryptocurrency projects. For those who are interested in purchasing Cardano, you can use Binance Exchange. A link to the exchange is down below. The link that we have down below will also give you a discount on the trading fees that Binance Exchange will take from you whenever you make a purchase or a sale of cryptocurrency. By using a link like this, you will be able to accumulate more cryptocurrency while giving less of your trading fees to the exchange. You'll just save money by using our link, so it's a win-win for everyone. That concludes this video. If you enjoyed this content, please give a thumbs up and subscribe. You could also follow us on Twitter using what is written up above, which is the Crypto Jew. That's us on Twitter. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to thumbs up, subscribe, and follow us on other platforms. I'm sure you won't be disappointed with content that we post there as well.